various types of vectors. Now, first is among these is free vectors. Now, what does a free vector mean? A free vector which can be displaced parallel to itself anywhere. Okay? A free vector is a vector which can be displaced parallel to itself anywhere. So if this is a vector A, I can move this vector anywhere. I can draw it here also. So this will still be the same. I can move it to this place. Still the same. So far, magnitude and direction is same. All these vectors represent the same quantity. Okay. You can take this as an example. Now, what is this?
A rubber.
Now, this has got some mass.
Yes.
And therefore some weight also.
Yeah.
What is the direction of weight? Downward direction. Okay. So far its mass is fixed, weight is also fixed. So weight is the magnitude. And in which direction it is acting? It is acting in the downward direction.
Yeah.
If I move it to this place, will the magnitude and direction change?
No.
If I take it to this place?
No.
Okay, so this represents free vectors. You take it anywhere, the magnitude and direction will remain same. Okay, so these are free vectors. Localized vectors. Another type is localized vectors. Localized vectors are vectors which are fixed. They cannot be moved. It is something like a ceiling fan, which is fixed on the roof. Now it cannot move. It can just rotate at its own place only. Okay, so vectors which cannot be moved anywhere, such vectors are called localized vectors. Okay, then third is unit vector. Name unit.
What?
Unit means one. Yes. A vector with magnitude equal to 1 is called a unit vector. So if I say that this is a vector whose magnitude is 1, then this vector A is a unit vector. And for unit vectors, we have a special representation. We mark it by a cap. So A cap means it's a unit vector. So cap automatically means this is a representation for a unit vector. Co-initial vectors. Co-initial means what? Vectors having same starting point. If two or more vectors are originating from the same point, then such vectors are called co-initial vectors with this same starting point. Okay. Similarly, we have coterminous.
They end at the same point.
Yes. Vectors which are terminating at the same point. So, such vectors are called coterminous vectors. Okay. Negative vector. If this is a vector A, then if I reverse its direction, without changing its magnitude, then this becomes negative A, negative of A vector. We have equal vectors. Suppose we have two vectors. This is a vector A, and we have another vector B. Then vector A is equal to vector B. Vector A is equal to vector B. ये सिर्फ और सिर्फ कब होगा?
When in the same direction and magnitude?
Yes. Same direction and same magnitude. These are two essential conditions for two vectors to be same. Like vectors. Like vector means vectors having same direction. So vectors, all vectors which are having same direction, they are called like vectors. And unlike vectors, vectors opposite in direction are unlike vectors. All vectors which are either like vectors or unlike vectors, they all are parallel to the same line. Okay? All vectors which are either parallel or opposite. Okay? They all are parallel to the same line. Because they all are parallel to the same line, they are collectively called collinear vectors. So like, unlike, collinear, ये तीनों साथ चलते हैं. ठीक है? इसमें डाउट है कोई बेटा? चलो आगे चलें. सवाल पूछूं? अब बेटा इसमें आपको बताना है which vectors are like.
Is D and E collinear? A and D like and B and C unlike?
दोबारा बोलो.
D and E collinear.
D and E. D, E, A.
D, A, yep.
These are collinear. Another pair of collinear vectors, this and this, B and C.
Yep.
Okay. Now, which are like vectors?
Like vectors A and D. And
A
D.
and no.
And D.
E.
A and E, okay.
A and E. A and E are like vectors. Unlike vectors?
Unlike B and C.
B and C, yes.
Yeah. But the direction of B is basically that way.
Opposite direction. Unlike means opposite direction.
Yeah.
B and C has opposite direction. D and E is also having opposite direction. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
D is this, E is this. So D and E are also like vectors.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that's why you have to identify the vectors in a given diagram.